What's going on, fam? It is week 4, 1 month, and right now it really feels like there hasn't been much done. The news is trash. However, a lot has been done, right? They've been doing the texture on the wall. The block got done, and I did make a video on that, and oh my gosh, the block looks amazing. And we can't paint, or we couldn't paint until the block got done so we can finish the bathroom. So now that the block's done, they started drywalling the bathroom. They started doing fixing up the sill for the window. So I need to get them some a new window for that. But basically next week, what should be happening is they'll finish up the drywall in the bathroom, which I'll show you. And the bathrooms are going to be getting started with the tile floors, the vanities. I have to pick the shower tile. We're putting the bathtub in there. I picked the floor tile. I gotta get a Schluter kit. So there's a couple things that I need to get done this weekend to make sure that they're ready to attack the week, so we can get rolling. Because these bathrooms should probably take a week each. Hoping that we have enough guys to work on them at the same time, but we'll see what's going on. But you can see that this flooring's been here, and you know the agreement that I had with my handyman was basically I'd have material sitting here because the last foot was just not organized at all by any means, and there's no particular fault. Sometimes they needed some stuff and they have to wait for me to get it. But regardless, I did make a video on that. Go look at this whole playlist, or look at the last playlist of the Lakeland Flip 2. But, you know, I got this flooring, and then now I'm going to be a couple grand out because the flooring is here and not started. So it is nice to, you know, make sure we can align a perfect times for them to have material out of this being sitting here, because this $2 grand have gone to the shower tile, and then I wouldn't have to float things, right? So just money management is something that's going to continue to be of importance. However, let's take a look. You see the Juglin window is in. But the first thing I'm going to want to show you is the freaking bathroom. I didn't mention it, but as you can see, the recessed lights are in. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, this bad boy, look at that. So, before there was a bunch of cracks over here. I'll show you a before picture. I had to put some concrete here for the sill, because once they lifted up the concrete, it, obviously adjusted some things. But you are going to see a huge transformation. What I'm going to do is we're going to get a Schluter kit. It's about right here-ish. And we're going to get the hardboard. But I figure out the kind of tile that I want. Figure out the kind of lights I want in here. I'll probably just get maybe 2 of the same lights, 1 large mirror. But yes, this is holding us up because it's pointless to try to paint unless all the drywall has been on and textured, and drywalling is a hell of a process. We never want to be a drywaller. Drywall takes a good amount of time, and you gotta wait and let it sit for it to dry once it's textured. But obviously you can see why that would pull this up. So we'll need to close this off, seal this off, put the window back, get the floor tile, which I gotta figure out what I want. We're gonna do some penny tiles, but I'm gonna switch it up a little bit from last time. But that's the fun part. That's what I think is fun. However, I don't think it's fun deciding which one to do, right? But I love the transformation. So this is freaking huge because this is going to be my moneymaker. So I'm not going to cheap out on the vanity. I'm not going to cheap out on the tile because this is a massive bed. And with the last property that I did, the master wasn't a true master because it didn't have its own personal bathroom, which is kind of stinks. But probably at a good price, and hopefully we sell it at a better price. So yeah, let's take a look at the other side. One thing that I did not account for the last time on the budget, which I had contingency for, of course, is the doors. So today, before I got on this video, Just do a count, do my left hand, my right hands. Always understand the handing that you need because, for example, that might be a great conversation here. So let's make sure you look good. Yeah, you look good. You look great. So the way you figure out the handing of a door is wherever the hinges are, put your back against, and then whatever swing goes. If the door swung out and it's your right hand, this would be a right hand out swing. But for this door, what we're gonna need, there's nothing on this wall, right? So it's good to swing this door this way since it's not gonna hit the vanities, it's just gonna hit a wall. And hopefully we'll put a stopper, obviously. So we want to left hand, back is to the hinges, left hand, end swing because we're swinging into the bathroom. So just a little tidbit there. Your contractor should definitely help you out. But if you're not there and your contractor doesn't really have the know yet, I like to know that to kind of prepare for the budget that I'm going to need. Just a pocket door. So. But yes, we are making waves. You can see these lights are gonna be amazing. I'm just gonna light this house up. I was gonna curse. Try my best not to do that. But yes, you can see everything is looking so good. And once we can paint, once we can get the bathrooms done, like I'll really be happy. But I'm pretty sure I have a before image of what this looked like, but this used to be closed off by the kitchen. There used to be a wall. Right where I'm standing. So this opens up the space tremendously, and I can't be more happy. And I'll tell you the foundation issue. Like, that was, I don't get stressed easily, but I was just trying to figure out a way that we could solve that problem because it was holding up everything. The cost kept skyrocketing, but now that's over, now it's done. I am so happy with everything, and it's one of those emotional things that I might want to buy a house, but keep it for myself, but I think the family's gonna love this place. Whenever you're doing this place, you always have to think of the person living here. And the person living here, right, it can be a family. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath. We're gonna do two double sinks, one in the guest and one in the master. But it's gonna be fully functional. We get an island, and this is going to be a spot where the family can bring other families' kids and have fun while they play in the backyard or something. So I'm always keeping that in mind. And surprisingly, not everyone does, right? So I'm trying to make sure my own emotional and my own opinion of how I want things are out of it to a certain extent, because you always have to think, would you live here? But whenever you're trying to decide for someone else, right, you have to start doing neutral with a lot of things, because your taste and their taste are going to be different. But if you have good taste, it shouldn't matter. But yes, week 4 is complete. Week 5 is going to be big. I'm hopeful that we can do a paint. And I'm hopeful that if we don't do the paint, then one of the bathrooms should be near complete. Until next time, stay very quick. See you.